Hello, hello, happy Tuesday. Oh my goodness, it seems like it has been forever since I've been here with you, and I think it has been forever. Come on in, settle down. Let me do some housekeeping over here. Get my cord out of there so I can see your comments. Welcome, welcome. Say hello when you come in. Just stuck my finger in paint. Big surprise. I have been gone for like a week and I've missed you all. It's been a fun, busy week. Let me get myself up here so I can see comments. If you would be so kind and say hello, let us know where you're watching from and let us know if you're new. Good morning, Laura. I see that you're here. Let me just do that now. Always wants to do updates at the wrong time, right? Let me switch my accounts over. Okay. Alright, let me go here. Good afternoon, Laveda. So glad you're joining me. Thank you so much for sharing, sprinkling. So appreciate that. It really does help our page. If you're not following us, please make sure you're following. How do you know if you're following? Click the screen. Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you. If you have that option to follow, please go ahead and do so. Okay, let's see. I have my volume down, like the ping off my phone. I tell you what, it is just, that's what happens when you're gone for a week. You don't know what the heck is, you don't know which end is up. Thank you for joining me this morning on my segment on Craft Around the Clock. We're going to do something really fun. We're going to be using some AB Studios paper. Let me see. There we go. There's my comments. Okay. If you are new to me and you don't know who I am Mary LaFay with Vintage Retail Therapy, and you're watching me live. If you see the button up there in my DIY studio in Fallbrook, California. Thank you so much, Maria. Chula Mia. Okay. We're going to be working with a MDF blank from my friend Pan. Nancy, we missed you at Handcrafted Holiday Traditions. It is an MDF blank, ornament number 0019, number 19. Hi, Nara. Good to see you here. This is what it looks like. I have painted it in white. It is two-part. I couldn't decide if I was going to do white or black because I did some prep yesterday. So, and we're going to be using one of the new AB Studios paper. I'm probably going to have to do a restock on this paper. Let me know in the comments if it's something you're interested in. I typically don't restock my papers unless they sell really quickly. I call these the Onion Girls. I don't know why. This is an AB Studio paper. It's got a lot of meat. It has 8 images on this paper, and I just think it is darling. There's Linda Miller. It is on our website, #website, one word, no spaces, will get you a direct link into your Facebook Messenger, and you can go at your convenience and do some shopping. It is number 3491. 3491 on our website, and I'm also pairing it with a Stamperiod paper, 3502. So this is going to be our background. There's my Jean. How are you? Good morning, Mary Sharkey. Debbie Harmon, Margaret, Canada in the house. Whoop, whoop. Good morning, Tony Doss. I just thought, even though they're different companies, I just really thought they paired well together. So I've already decoupaged this on, and I did a little bit of blending, which I love to do. And I'm going to do the other half with you. We're going to embellish this. I know my husband had to name them all because they only have numbers. And some of the names he gave them are actually quite funny. I think he did call these Skinny Girls. I just love their little little legs. I don't know, they're just so whimsical. Good morning, Carol Ann. Good to see you here, guys. All right, so let's get this on. Let's decoupage this. There's Joy. How are you? Good morning, sweet Micheline. All right, so this is a Stamperia paper. There are both rice papers. And let's get, I don't really think it matters. I'm going to try to save this for another portion. It may be a little bit persnickety to get all those little grooves out of there, but that's okay. I might have to work on that after. Good morning, Barbara. We're going to be using some liquid patina for our decoupage medium. We're also going to be using our little decoupage squeegee, And let's start with, I'm wondering if I should just, let's just add this on. I'm going to do half at a time. Oops. And I do tend to be time challenged, and I think I can get all these things done in a short amount of time, so forgive me if I just, thank you Denise for sprinkling. You guys, if you could sprinkle this out, or share it to your page if you want to save it for later. You know, Facebook is only saving these videos for 30 days. We have been moving a lot of them over to my YouTube channel, which is under the same name, Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. If you're not following us on our YouTube channel, and you think you might have missed something good, I would encourage you to go there. All right, so we're taking, of course it's pink, our Decoupage squeegee, and we are just getting that down, nice. I've missed you guys. It's been a great week with my ladies. A lot of you know, or maybe some of you that are new don't know, we had a creative retreat here over the last week. We had 29 ladies from all over the United States joining us, and it was just a fabulous time of learning and growing and hugging and loving and creating and eating really good food. Anyway, thank you all that came. Thank you all that participated, and thank you all especially that donated to our swag bag. So now I'm going to put, actually I'm going to cut a portion of this off because I think it'll be easier. I think it'll be easier to just sand this down if I don't have so much paper here. And then I'm going to save the rest of this for another project because y'all know scraps are gold. So I just love this as a background paper. Nice and neutral, perfect for layering. So these blank ornaments, we do have quite a few of them under MDF, HDF embellishments. Best retreat ever. I'm so glad. And Laurel, you have to join us next year. Let's try this just a little bit. And then we are going to move on. We're going to move on. We'll sand this down once it gets dry, and we're going to create kind of a 3D effect. So a lot of these ornaments have two pieces. So yes, I hope so too, Donna. A lot of them have two pieces, and it's just a great way to create kind of a 3D effect with your ornaments. And what you can do, and I am probably planning to do this, I probably will embellish the back of this as well. Once this gets dry, I can sand this all down. I will have to go in with a little tiny piece of, I actually bought some nail files yesterday, but of course, I didn't bring them. They're still in my car. Hey Lisa, good to see you here. All right, I do have a little X-Acto knife. So once this dries, I will cut into these little squares, and we'll get all that detail popped out. Oh, I got a little spot there that didn't lay down. Come on there, you little booger. Get down there. There we go. And here too. All right, there is two. Good morning, Becky. Good to see you here. Let's add just a little bit more on my brush. And we are going to be doing some stenciling over this paper. If you are new to me, you know I love layers. Mixed media is my jam, and just about any surface that I can find is going to have a whole bunch of stuff on it. Yes, Connie, you have to make sure you come next year. I'm already planning some great things for next year's retreat. Okay, so we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to let this dry because I really would like to finish this project, and I have 45 minutes to do it. So I took just one of the 8 images from this paper, and I applied it here. And let me also tell you what I did. I am notorious for painting over my papers. I just feel like a lot of the times I want them to pop a little bit more. So I'm going to kind of give you a close-up and tell you where I painted. I painted some red if you're looking for a good Christmas red, the Pent Art Red Vine is a great Christmas red. So I painted red vine in the stripes. I also took some white paint and I also kind of painted those wispy trees. Oh, our cookie man is having a very sad day. Today is his mom's funeral. So he's in New York. He's in New York, and of course I had to stay behind. So this is what the trees look like before, and then this is what they look like now. I gave them just a little bit of paint. We're really gonna embellish this up a lot, and I'm gonna blend the other side for you. Don't ever worry about having the exact same color paint, because if you don't, I'm gonna teach you how to blend that all in, and nobody's even gonna know. It's our secret. All right, so this is my color palette. Again, they don't really match exactly, but you're gonna see it's all gonna work out okay. I'm actually gonna probably start with this darker blue. Again, it really doesn't match, but I'm okay with that. And I'm just gonna fill this. I always like to cut my papers in an irregular pattern so that I can blend my edges a lot easier. Usually I use a stencil brush, but I think all my stencil brushes are dirty. Thank you, Janet. Oh, did I just get paint on me? No, okay. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you for your condolences. It has been a very hard week. I was away. He was at home dealing with all the things, and now he's in New York, and he'll be back at the end of the week. So first I went in with my blue. I don't worry about getting full coverage. Now I'm going to go in. Thank you, Janet. Yes, we are always adding members to our private membership group. If you're looking to grow some creative muscle, we do a lot of things. We do textiles, we do jewelry, we do mixed media, we have challenges and prizes, and it's just a fabulous group. Hi, Mickey. Fabulous group. So now I'm going in with my black, and I am adding some a little here. Just to cover up those edges. And then I'll probably go in. And I'm not using a different brush. I'm using the same brush. Thank you so much for sprinkling. I am using the same brush. And then I'm going in. So here's a great tip. If you don't have your exact colors exactly matching, just put some of the new colors inside over your paper, because it's going to blend it all together. How am I feeling? You know what? I'm happily exhausted, if that makes any sense. It was such a blessing just to be with my ladies. Some of them I've known before. They've come, it's their 4th year at our retreat. We usually have one every year around September. So mark your calendars. We're already planning next year's. It's going to be amazing. So see, I'm putting a little bit of this blue that didn't match before, and I'm adding it in here. So now it's kind of all blending together. And we're going to add some of this color here. And we're going to go down in here. You can use a stencil brush. You can use a stiff bristle brush as well. Hi, Carol. I haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you here. So it doesn't have to be an exact blend, and you'll see that. I really encourage my ladies to grow. Think outside the box, and for goodness sake, just change things up a bit and make it your own. And we have seen some incredible growth artistically in some of our members. It is just so amazing to watch them. Okay, I'm actually kind of happy with that. So you really can't see. I am going to add, the same way I added some white here, I'm going to add some white here on the tree. So now I'm going to go in with a little tiny fine brush. And we're going to do a little bit of a dry brush. How's my time? Okay, I'm good. Good morning, Scotland. Welcome. And I'm just going to kind of go up. Go up here. I really need a thinner, wispier brush. I don't have one. But that's okay. It's all good. Whew, get my hot flush going. Hey Nikki, good to see you here. Okay, so you can already see our second tree here is starting to take shape. And we are going to put some snow on there. So don't be afraid to paint over your papers. Add embellishments to them. Intensify the colors a little bit. They just make such a big difference. Okay, so I'm really liking that tree a little bit better now. Hi Brenda, welcome Oregon. I'm just giving it some wispies. Really, you kind of need a super fine brush, but we're gonna make this work, ladies. And I think I want to add a little bit of red to those hearts. So that we have little tiny hearts in here. There's Vasilis. How are you, friend? Vasilis came and joined us at the workshop all the way from Greece. He's home safely now. So just a little bit of color here on our hearts. 45 minutes, and I'm hoping to finish this project in 45 minutes. So bear with me, and if you have questions, I will answer them after the live if I don't see them. Okay, so I painted over my paper. I painted over my stripes. I think our decoupage is dry on this portion. This is the pinch art. Again, if you're looking for a good Christmas red, the red vine, fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Here is our other side. Let's get this off while this dries. And let's sand this off here. All right, so we painted on our paper. We embellished the sides. Our paper only was this big. We stretched it out. Now let's take this off. This may be persnickety, I'm not gonna lie. I may have to do some of this after because we only have 45 minutes, so I'll try to get done what I can and definitely get the important things off. And then I'm going to go in with this little knife here. Needs to be very dry, your paper, when you do this. Otherwise it's going to tear. We're going to stencil over this. And then we're going to add embellishments. I have some bling that we're going to add to this. Of course, it has to have bling. We're going to be doing some stenciling. We're going to be using some crystal paste over our stenciling. And this is just a very easy project. If you love more advanced projects, I urge you to come and join our group. On the main page, we do things a little bit more basic, a little more user-friendly, and we go a little bit more in depth in our private group. So if you're looking for a creative place to grow, come and join us. We have amazing ladies. I just spent a week with 29 of them. And they're all beautiful souls. Okay. Let me get this out. This is a bit persnickety, y'all. Not gonna lie. We all know persnickety is a technical term. I could sand this down, but as long as my paper is dry, it actually cuts pretty quickly. How am I doing on time? Okay. It took you a while. Linda Merrill messaged me because I am planning a makeup class on the 1st of October for those who weren't able to come. And I would love for you, I'll mark your calendar, I would love for you to come because I know you did not make it. I think this is actually faster than sanding it. You know, I'd love to try the burn method on this. I just think it's too intricate. I'll probably wind up starting at 4 first. I might cut. I don't want to spend all our time doing this, but I might cut the rest of this after finish. I just wanted you to see the shape of this because it is a beautiful shape. Our friend Pam at Handcrafted Holiday Traditions makes a lot of our MDF, HDF surfaces, and they do have their own category on our website. In fact, she created the board, my board, actually, and one of Basilis's board for the workshop. So she does amazing things, and I actually have some custom pieces that she's created for me as well. Persnickety, right? This is all the fussy stuff that makes you want to poke your eyes out. But you can only do this if your paper is really dry. Otherwise, it's going to tear on you. And watch your fingers. Cut. Hi, Ori. Good to see you. Okay. Getting the bulk of it out. What's everybody up to today? I tell you what, I know it's Tuesday, but this is the Mondayest Tuesday ever. There's Denise. How are you, sister? I miss you. Oh, our ladies, I miss you. Our last night, we all gathered and did some jacuzzi time, and that was really fun. Okay. Yesterday we went thrifting to a thrift store that is just amazing. Amazing thrift store yesterday. Amazing. Of course, I bought a bunch of stuff that I didn't need. And we're going to be doing some upcycling with textiles next year. And I thought one of the days it may be fun to do a field trip to the thrift store. Wouldn't that be awesome? So I have a new favorite thrift store here in San Diego. I have a favorite one in Vegas, but I have a new favorite one here in San Diego, and it's just more than you can ever think or imagine. All right, so I have the bulk of my paper cut. It's not completely cut, but I, let's see, 10 to 10:45. I got to get going on this. I have to get going on this. Yeah, we thrifted until we ran out of money. Really. They take cash only, so it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So, which I guess is kind of good. But next time we're going, we're going to load up. It's cool to know exactly where you're sitting. Yes, Louise. Denise finally unpacked today. Okay, so we're gonna layer this together. We're gonna add some embellishments. My time is getting short, so let's do some stenciling. We're gonna be using the new Christmas mini stencil, which is right here. And we are going to, let's see, which one? I think this one. I think this is the one we're going to use. Let me just make sure I have that full. And I don't know that there's a top and a bottom to this. I think, oh, the top is, okay, I'm thinking the top is where the hole is. Hello. So, I might need to stand up for this. And I actually, all my brushes and everything are still dirty and nothing is unpacked. So I actually took another brush out of inventory. I just have to remind myself to take it out of inventory. I'm using a 3/8 inch brush, and we're going to be doing this in silver. Just move this right here. And I'm okay if some of it goes off the edges because this is going to go here. So I could probably move it down just a skosh. So we're going to be doing it in the Pentart Decor Metal Matte in silver. First. I thought about doing it in black, which I can still, we'll see. Because we're going to go over it with some crystal paste. So I'm really trying to keep this in the light blues, whites, and kind of a shimmery winter look. All right, let's dry this. If you do a lot of tags, if you do a lot of small mixed media, journaling, scrapbooking, card making, this stencil is great for that. It is absolutely wonderful for that. All right, so now it's dry. Now we're going to go over this with our crystal paste in silver. And you want to give this a good stir because it, a lot of times the particles will kind of settle at the bottom. Yep. Whoa. Hang on. Hot mess expression. Hang on. It'll settle at the bottom. So give it a good stir. These do come in red, gold, silver, green. This is the time of year where they shine in your projects, literally. All right, so now I'm going to take my palette knife. And we're just going to go over that. And it's going to give it just that little bit of sparkle. We all love at the holidays. So who's making Christmas already? Let me know in the comments. A lot of you start Christmas early, especially my makers. I really haven't done a whole lot of fall, I'm not going to lie. I just tend to just jump right into Christmas, well, especially with the new Christmas stencils. Right, lift straight up. And you can see. Now I will trim off this excess. Let's dry this just a little bit. Can you add something to regular paint to make it puffy paint? Yes, add the Pentart Expand paste, Linda. Pentart Expand. Jean's still on fall. I kind of bypassed fall. I did one fall project in the IOD group. You got the red crystal paste from you, but I haven't used it yet. Patricia, go ahead and use it. Let me just give you a tip. When you're using the crystal paste, they tend to be transparent, okay? If you want them to be a little bit more vibrant, go ahead, hey Paula, go ahead and stencil underneath the coordinating color of your stencil paste, and then that's going to give you a more of an intensity. Okay, so like you can see when I just did the silver, it was pretty, but when I did the silver and added the crystal paste over it, you're going to see how it's a little bit more intense. And don't mind all my little swirlies there. All right, so now we've blended this. We have added our stencil. We still need to trim this, and I'll do that. I have 15 minutes left. So Connie's starting on ornaments for show November. Awesome. Connie, you did really good on your last show. Connie's in our membership group, and she did a lot of jewelry that I think did really well. I know I miss all you guys, all my ladies. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. But I'll see you today. I'll see you today at 2 o'clock. We're going to be doing some mixed media. We're going to be using up our scraps because it's a sin to waste all those things. All right. Now, I'm going to let this dry because we're running short on time. Hi, Anna. I know. I'm so sorry you didn't get to come. Now we're going in with our glitter pen. And all those areas that I painted these in red, again, just to intensify the color. We're going to be, look at the mess I made. That's what happens when you have to work fast. We're going to be adding these. I don't know if I can see this without my glasses. Papers are all under decoupage papers. The paint, crystal pen is all under Pentart. Everything has its own category on our website. Now this is going to give you a little bit more dimension. It's a thicker tube. It's a little bit of a thicker look as opposed to the contour pens. Plus it's got the sparkle, right? There's my Molly. All right, so look at the difference already. I don't know if you can see that. So now let's do this on her dress. Every place that's red, we're going to be adding. To me, it's the fine details that make everything beautiful, even though it's small. I think we're going to add a little bit here. Here's my time. Let me check my time and see how we're doing on time. Oops, I got a little smudge right there. Sometimes my hands get a little funny. All right, now I think we're going to be adding a little bit of the snow crystal pen. Again, it's got a very fine tip, and I think we're going to be adding that to our trees. Just a little bit. just to give us some dimension. And then, of course, we got to do some bling. A little bit of bling. And then we're going to add this and put this together. Let's dry this. Let's dry this. Look how cute that is. Let's see if I can move this up a little bit. Just a little bit. Please make sure you're following our page if you are not. We have about 10 minutes left. We're going to put this all together. Let's dry this all at the same time. And we're going to be adding some bling around it. Some bling trim. Also, we're going to go in with a little bit of Totally Dazzled. Whoops. Let's get a tray. Get our picker pen. Got some red stones. Do we want red stones on our neck? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's get some glue. Okay. Oh, she's got a bunch of baubles on her neck. So let's put some there. Do we want to give her red buttons or crystal buttons? Let's give her red buttons. Okay. Yes, she did. She got home yesterday. I think I want to add a little bit of bling around her neck. So let's put these back here. Oh, you wanted one of everything in the store? Well, fortunately we ship online. So anything that you missed, you can pick up. And I think we're going to do some tiny, tiny, tiny AB stones around her neck. Just really tiny. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome, everybody. Okay. I love all these little embellishments. To me, really just make it stand out as opposed to just decoupage. So as we start winding down our time, I might add a little bit of, you know what, I might add some here too. What do you think? Yes, November. We're doing a soldering class. We have my good friend Rochelle is coming in November. And we're making a crown and a bottle topper. I want to make sure that I get my trim on the edge. You love this? I'm so glad. Thank you so much for being here. You know, time is the most precious thing we have. Thank you for spending it with me today. We'll do a little bit of a recap. We used AB Studio paper. What number is our paper today? 3491. And we backed it with our Stamperia paper, 3502. We embellished the stripes on her dress with the Pentart red vine color, which is a perfect Christmas red. Blended in our paper. We're going to put it together in a minute. We have time. I'm so excited. I think I'll actually finish my project today. It's a great way to embellish your designs and kind of take them up to the next level. Of course, you can lift up this piece as well if you want. That's always an option. Whoops, there's two on there. Maybe one can go right there. And these little details, in my opinion, make all the difference. It's always the details, right? We added the crystal pen in red over her stripes after we painted them. We also used the Christmas mini borders stencil over our ornament in silver. And then we went over it with the crystal paste in silver as well. I'm going to leave a little bit of room at 5 minutes, and I'm going to leave a little bit of room for my embellishments. Here's the deal. I didn't know if we should do a pearl trim, which I think would be beautiful. Is this dry? Not quite. Do we do a pearl trim, or do we just do a regular bling trim? What do you guys think? Let me see, what did I do with my bling trim? My bling-a-ding-ding. I had it here. I could just go over it. With some Totally Dazzled. I could do that. What do you guys think? Hi, Shauna. I don't know where my plain bling trim is, but we could do that, or we can do the pearl. The pearl might take up a little bit too much room, I think. But I think it would be pretty. But I don't have them here. But I do have flat back pearls. Pearls look like snowballs, right? I think so too. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I think that's pretty. All right, let's do it. Let's figure out what size we need. Let's just do this. This is a little wet. And then we'll cut it to size. Let's cut that. Here. Then let's put that on. Glue. Good morning, Francis. Using B7000. It's a little bit stronger than the 6000. Just want to make sure I have enough glue to hold this. It does have a bit of an open time. So if you don't get it on it right away, thank you so much for the stars, Francis. That's so sweet of you. All right, now, is that my piece or is this my piece? Yeah, this must be my piece. Let's start here on this side. You know, this is just something very easy. You can just do with a bunch of girlfriends. Handmade ornaments, in my opinion, are the best. And I cut this a little too short. So, I mean a little too long. Here, and I think we timed that 45 minutes just perfectly. And here is our embellished piece. 8,000 is better than the 7,000. I feel like they keep changing it because they keep wanting us to buy more stuff. So first it was the 6,000, then it was the 7,000, and then it was the 8,000. So we're going to add this once this dries. We're going to add this right here. There's no good place to put my fingers. Wasn't there either. It's got to dry really well. But here is our completed ornament, you guys. It is officially, my time slot is over. I will get it centered, but look at that raised stencil, how great that looks right there. Thank you so much for joining me. My time slot is officially over. Ladies, I will see you in 2 today. If you refresh your screen, you can catch the next presenter on Craft Round the Clock, and I will be with you Friday again for date night. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you, ladies. Have a fabulous day. Ciao for now. I hope you're inspired. Hashtag website, one word, no spaces, will get you a direct link into your Facebook Messenger, and you can find all the products there. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.